I want to provide a brief overview of Mergent Online. Mergent Online is a database that has a lot of information about companies and industries, both domestic and foreign. So usually you can access this at many universities, and you'll access it through your library's website. So I'm not going to do that because every school is different. But once you get in, you'll get this basic search page where you can search for different companies, or you can click on different information up here. This is basic search, but we could click on industry analysis, and here they give you some general information about different industries. Okay, their performance, for example, utilities, energy, financials, earnings per share. Here you have telecommunications, utilities, long-term EPS estimated growth percent, etc. Okay, and there's other information, economic research. So let's see what's here. Here they give you some leading economic indicators, and they give you an idea, gross domestic product. They give you some general economic information, country insight. So a lot of tabs, and you'll have to sort of click on to figure out where you want to be. We'll pass on that. Let's go back to the basic search. So much of what you'll probably be interested in doing is analyzing a company. So let's take a look at Ford. So I could type in the ticker symbol of F and Ford pops up, or I could also type in the name Ford and several things come up. I'm interested in Ford Motor Company, incorporated in Delaware. So let me click that on, and you'll get a summary of Ford. You'll get some information about when they were incorporated, June 1903 in Michigan, reincorporated in Delaware, July 1919. Okay, Delaware has a lot of advantages for corporations, and many corporations are incorporated in Delaware. But here you have things like market cap, revenue, PE, who the executives are. The executive chairman is William Ford. Okay, who the president and chief executive officer, executive vice president, etc. A little bit of price information, some simple financials here from the income statement and the balance sheet, as well as the cash flow statement. You can get some company news, some information on corporate events, etc. And then there are a lot of tabs up here. For example, you could click on ownership and find out. A little bit slow coming up, but you'll find out who owns the stock of Ford, the 25 largest institutional holders of the stock. At the top is Sumitomo, and then you have Wealth Enhancement Advisory Services, etc. You can click on all kinds of stuff here. Let's click on company reports, and you see there are some reports here, and you can download those. Actually, let's do that. We'll click that on. We'll see what we get here. And so you get this company report. Okay, very short, but sort of gives you some general information about the company and a disclaimer. So much of this second page is just a disclaimer. Okay, some information on prices, price, moving average, and volume, and then some other general information. Okay, when you're in here, you can also access things like industry reports. So you have tabs down here. Let's see. So we can get some information, for example, on the automotive industry in North America, and we can click this on here, and we can see what information they have to say about the auto industry in North America. Okay, again, very short, right to the point, just basically a bunch of bullet points. You can check out reports that Mergent has created. Let's see what's in portraits. Okay, so here they have some corporate bond portraits, so some general information. Let's click one of these on. It's a PDF. And you can see the details of that bond issue. Issue date, coupon, okay, it's a fixed coupon, etc. So you can see there's quite a bit of information here as you click these things on. All right. What's nice is you can check out the competitors. You can see who their competitors are. Ford. So we have Ford, but we have GM, we have Tesla, and then a bunch of other companies. Okay, if they're companies we don't want, we can eliminate them by just hitting the X here. We can then save them to a company list. So company analysis list. And then we could just choose the companies we want, or we could send all of them over here. Let's just take a look at Ford, General Motors, and Tesla. And let's see down here, what are we interested in getting? We could get some of the details, maybe the financial highlights. What else might we like to get? Some pricing information, so maybe we'll go with the PE. All right, and we could get more stuff, but let's just keep it simple here. And then we can create a report. And you have to choose the format you want, HTML, Word, Excel, or a PDF. I'll choose the PDF. Download report. And it will show your report. And this one is on Ford. For the things I chose, financial highlights. And the pricing information, the PE. And then they have one for General Motors. Okay, which will have the same information, and then also for Tesla. So let's go back to where we were. We can also use something that's called a report builder. And in the report builder, so again, there's a lot of information about Ford here. Maybe we want just certain information. Maybe we just want the financial highlights, its subsidiaries, let's say its capital structure. So let me move those over. And maybe we want some company financials. We'd like the ratios, so let's click that on. And then again, I'm going to create this report, and then rather than having a whole bunch of these things, I'll just have the information that I want. Again, we can open that up, and what do we have here? We have these financial highlights, which I chose, something about their subsidiaries, right? More subsidiaries. Okay. What about their capital structure, which deals with the amount of debt and equity they're using to finance the firm? We can get information about that. We asked for some ratios, so we're getting some financial ratios here. So pretty good way to do this if you're analyzing a company and just getting the information that you want. And again, there's other tabs you can click on here, but you know, that as a starting point is a good way to see what they have. Oh, let's take a look here. Comparison report. Let's see what they have here. Okay. Select comparison group. Top 10 companies, bottom 10 companies, all companies. All right, let's go with a couple of ratios. Let's try not to make it too complicated here. Debt equity, current ratio, let's say return on equity. And again, we're going to create another report. So let's see how Ford compares. And let's see what they give us here. Okay, so here they're showing you the current ratio, the debt equity ratio, return on equity for these different companies. Okay, Ford is here, GM, Honda, Mercedes-Benz, Nissan, Tesla, Toyota, etc., etc. So you can see how Ford compares for these ratios, right? So their current ratio is higher than some of the companies, lower than others. Their debt equity ratio, so they're using quite a bit more debt than anybody else, has a return on equity kind of middling, not quite at the bottom here as some of these are, but not as good as BYD. Of course, they're using a lot of debt, so that may be the reason they even have a 10% return on equity here. But again, you can do these and make these comparisons, and this is a really nice tool in Mergent. All right, and there are other things you can click on here, but just to keep this sort of simple, I think I'll end it here. But if you get on to Mergent, okay, you'll actually click around and find different information that you may need, but this gives you a basic idea of some of the things that Mergent can do.